Welcome to the run-in on BT Sport. I am your host, Trent, and I'll be joined once more by the NXT Superstar, the one and only, Jinny.
Hello guys, and obviously we are a man down today. Rob is not with us, so I want to just take a moment of silence. That moment is over very quickly. That is not going to stop us from looking back at some incredible moments that made 2021 WWE's one of their best years in history, I think, to be honest.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's have a look.
We would simply like to say thank you and welcome you to WrestleMania!
Nowhere to go, Rollins.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness! Dead bodies fly! Brock Lesnar taking down Reigns!
SmackDown Women's Champion!
I think we should go straight in. The female superstar of the year.
Oh gosh, okay, this is going to be difficult. Hands down, I
Probably
can
the
tell you
most
straight.
competitive
Yeah.
of all of the categories. But I think that's why we need to get it out of
Yeah.
the system.
This year alone has been absolutely incredible for all female talents across all the brands.
I mean, it's hard to ignore Bianca Belair.
We speak about her time and time again, from the Royal Rumble all the way down to WrestleMania. She's always been a fan favourite for us. Her career has only really just begun.
Yep.
And she's achieved so much. But there are so many other women who are incredible. I mean, we've got the Queen, Charlotte Flair.
What a
we've got
year.
what a year. And the return of Becky Lynch, the unexpected return of Becky Lynch. We've got Sasha Banks, who, for me, always throughout, this early stages of NXT all the way through to now, she's just one of the top performers.
What about Nikki A.S.H. is here? Come on.
Yeah, her story's
From Money in the
incredible.
Bank all the way to the Raw Women's title.
Yeah.
And not just the Raw Women's title, beating Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
This is humongous, career-defining stuff. And
Yeah.
the way she changed, and we've spoke about this before on previous episodes, the way she just changed her category, the entire character that she was
Yeah.
running with, and she just looked like she was so free. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It looked like she was really exploring something. It was really cool, and it just connected so well with the audience and the WWE universe.
She was having fun, and obviously as wrestlers, we came into this business because we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And having fun is the most important thing. You want to enjoy what you do, and she
Absolutely.
is enjoying it. That's a difficult character change to take on. She was so serious in Sanity to having,
Crazy,
a
running around,
fun,
pulling her hair out,
a fun, bubbly character, even kids can relate to. All these women have had an incredible year, but Bianca has had the best year.
It was the fairy tale story.
Oh, it
right?
was really a fairy tale story.
Rumble.
Yeah.
No crowd as well.
Yeah.
Rumble, no crowd, wins that one, finishes as the last woman standing there, and goes all the way to WrestleMania to take the gold.
To take on Sasha Banks.
And what a match.
What incredible match. Incredible. That to me, I'm
We'll
going to
get to
throw it
that
out.
later,
Yeah,
I think.
I'm going to
I
throw
think we'll
that
get to
out as
that
a
one
match
later.
of the year
Yeah.
contender.
We'll get to that one later.
But to beat
Yeah,
Sasha
what a
Banks in
story.
front of that crowd was incredibly hot. The first crowd back in 2021,
Unbelievable.
she's only just begun.
The category of Female Superstar of the Year, the award goes to Bianca Belair.
We also have the Male Superstar of the Year,
We are starting things hot. Let's go through the nominees.
Roman Reigns,
Big
head of the table.
Big E is on this list.
Bobby Lashley,
Drew McIntyre,
Seth Rollins and Edge.
Damien Priest, and of course, the man for me who finished the year the strongest, Xavier Woods.
King Xavier Woods.
King Xavier Woods. Let's talk about Edge.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble winner. Went to WrestleMania in the triple threat. Came so close. And I mean, what a story that would have been
Yeah.
as well. And that makes me, as a slightly more mature gentleman, very excited to see people still at the top of the card and still performing at that level at that age, because you just can't take anything away from him. That was an incredible year for a man.
Oh, a comeback as
Accomplished
well.
so much as well.
Yeah. But also King Xavier Woods, we spoke about it before, him seeing his two best friends, they've come up through the company together, doing so well, winning championships. This year, he finally got his
It felt
moment.
like it was just him. He was just sat there waiting.
Yeah.
You know, like as much as you can obviously be happy and you know, and congratulatory for all your friends,
Yeah.
you still want a little bit of a piece of that pie, don't
Oh,
you?
of course. And the moment he sat down on that throne and he put that crown on his head, and the crowd, you could just hear the crowd.
You knew it. That was
Fantastic.
his moment.
That was his moment. No one was going to take that away from him. But he deserved it as well.
He does. We
Yeah.
know full well how much we love New Day here, right?
Yeah.
Those guys have been at the top of the card for so long, but they're just, like you said, they're just always that one little bit short.
Yeah.
And now, like you say, we finished the year off with King Xavier Woods.
Yeah. But for me, the winner, hands down, has to be,
I think we're going to agree on this one, aren't we?
yeah, 100%. We always say he is the head of the table.
Trent 7. It's Roman Reigns.
Is Roman
It's
Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
The head of the table, he is the face of this company, and he has done so well. From being, you know, part of the Shield, who were absolutely incredible. I was a huge Shield fan. But, you know, from breaking out onto his, you know, out on his own to now holding the Universal Champion, having Paul Heyman at his side. He's absolutely incredible. He is literally unstoppable.
There's always been someone that's just had that little edge over everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, like I was very lucky enough to see obviously Rock and Austin at the same time.
Yeah.
But then you had Triple H, then there's Kurt Angle, there was just these incredible levels of performers. Shawn Michaels, and you just knew they were a different gravy. And I think there's just something about this run with Roman Reigns where he just his work is second to none. But the one man that sits at the head of the table, he is the tribal chief, your superstar of the year, ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns.
That's all we have time for now. We're going to be back after this break, but we have even more awards to be giving out. We have Match of the Year and Moment of the Year. We'll see you right after this. Incredible.
Welcome back, everyone. This is the 2021 Year in Review episode of the running. And what a year it's been for us.
It is, and also I have to say, this is, you know, the awards we're giving away is the most prestigious awards.
Of the whole of BT Sports.
And WWE.
And we've even got a little Santa hat on the logo. That means, you know, they really care.
Match of the Year.
Unbelievable category.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look through that list and let's break these down match by match.
Okay.
And see which one really does stand out there as the match of the year.
Okay.
Top of the list we've got Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns, last man standing match from Royal Rumble. Now, cast your minds back.
Yeah.
There was no fans.
No.
Remember this, no fans. And some of the stunts and some of the manoeuvres and some of the beatings that they gave to each other for that match, there was ladders, tables, handcuffs, all kinds of stuff was getting thrown in. They brawled all the way around that arena.
Yeah.
That match will stand its test of time.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Absolutely.
Especially as one of the matches in the no live crowd
Yeah.
era.
Yeah. We also have Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus in a no-holds-barred match at Fastlane.
Brutal.
So absolutely incredible. We touched upon this match when we were going over Fastlane, and we knew hands down that this was going to be incredibly violent.
It was so aggressive.
Oh, it was brilliant.
They literally hacked lumps out of each other.
Yeah.
And the WWE Universe got an absolute delivery as well.
Yeah, but the best feuds are always those who used to be friends.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, we move on. We get to WrestleMania, the main event. Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair from WrestleMania 37 this year. That moment, just before the bell rang, it had that real feel of that special WrestleMania moment. You're thinking about The Rock and Hulk Hogan. You think about Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. You think about Triple H at WrestleMania. That stands right up there with those kind of moments for me.
It does. And you know what? I have to say, those moments, they're really hard to come by. You know, every single person in that arena was so invested, and you could feel the atmosphere through the TV screen, and you saw the tears in Bianca's eyes as well, knowing, you know, that this is it. This is one of the moments that can really, really make her. And she proved to everyone.
How many chances do you get to main event WrestleMania?
Hardly any. It's so hard to be at the top of your game in the first year where she has, you know, won the Royal Rumble, wrestled, you know, future Hall of Famer Sasha Banks, and also that moment as well where Sasha looked at her and she had that smile after being defeated. And that's not a woman who wants to be defeated. She always wants to be the champion, but seeing her smile and, it was incredible.
It was.
Great moment.
Incredible moment. We move on. Who can possibly forget Roman Reigns versus John Cena from SummerSlam?
Yes, the return that people wanted, the return that people didn't really expect.
No one expected that. We could talk about the match for hours, but I think what happened after the match was slightly more mind-boggling than anything else. The return of Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
The Viking version, 3.0, 4.0 of Brock Lesnar.
The lumberjack. Incredible.
Some moments, man.
We also have Walter versus Ilya Dragunov at NXT TakeOver.
TakeOver 36, I think it was, something like that. Absolutely mind-boggling stuff.
We said it before, their match that they had previously last year was absolutely brutal. Yeah. Incredible. Two athletes at the top of their game. And it's quite hard sometimes when you have that caliber of match, you know, that people like Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Shawn Michaels were all talking about, to be able to actually top that, which they did. What a great match. And also, as you said, the moment where Ilya stood with his foot on top of Walter, holding up the NXT UK Championship. Incredible.
Edge versus Seth Rollins. Say that again. Let's say that again.
Edge versus Seth Rollins in
2021.
But in
a Hell in a Cell. Can you believe that these words have left our mouths?
No.
Not only just on this episode, but over the course of 2021.
If you had said to me about 3 years ago, we're going to see Edge versus Seth Rollins in a Hell in a Cell match, would be laughing.
There's something about Edge, isn't there? There really is something compelling about him. You know, from when you used to watch him when we were younger as a WWE superstar, he was always incredible. He was always involved in the most incredible moments, the ladder matches, the TLCs, all that kind of stuff. I remember vividly the match with the Undertaker where he got chokeslammed into the fiery pits of hell. Incredible stuff throughout his career. But to come back at this stage of his career,
after an injury that basically took him out. Which, as you know, as wrestlers, that's the one thing you never want to happen. You want to actually say...
He even had to resign as champion. He had the title at that point.
Exactly. You never want to have, like, someone telling you have to end your career. Yeah. You want to end it on a high note. You want to choose when, you know what, I'm going to step away from the ring now. He had no choice.
And this year we see him go into Hell in a Cell against Seth Rollins.
Former friends turned into a bitter
training partners.
Yeah.
Came up at the same part of the Four Horsewomen.
Yeah.
This was bitter.
Yeah.
There's no denying it.
Yeah.
This was bitter. This was not who's best.
No.
This was not who's champion. This was two women that needed to prove to each other that they were the most dominant woman in the history, well, arguably in the history of the WWE, specifically this year.
Yeah.
Who is the queen? Who is the top woman professional wrestler on the planet?
From the moment Charlotte actually walked out, you know, you could just feel that this match was going to be filled with bad blood. You could see the way she walked out with such elegance, grace, confidence, that she was like, you know what? I am the true queen of this company. But then when you see Becky come out, she had that I don't care attitude. From the moment that bell rang to the 1, 2, 3, it was just the emotions. The roller coaster was just insane.
You could just feel it, like just watching. You could see the crowd just. It's like, you know, you get it very, very rarely. You know, when obviously over the course of the last year because we've wrestled in front of such small crowds or even no crowds ourselves. But those times when it becomes that special is when you look out to the crowd and every single set of eyes is looking back at you. That must have been how they felt there.
Yeah.
Because there was not one, and you barely saw anyone with their phone in their hand. It was one of those moments where people just locked in and went, right, we are going to watch these two tear lumps out of each other and prove who is the top women's performer in WWE.
I'm going to actually give this award to Walter versus Ilya Dragunov at NXT TakeOver 36 because last year they didn't get to do it in front of fans. And as you mentioned, you know, they gave it absolutely everything. And we've discussed as well previously how hard that is to do in front of no one.
Yeah.
You know, when your body hits that mat, when you get, you know, punched in the face,
or
you know that you
reaching
feel
out
the pain.
reaching out for that support from the crowd in a submission move and there's no one there.
There's no one there to give you that push.
It's heart-wrenching.
They actually got to do it in front of fans and it was absolutely brutal. And they told such a great story for the fact that Ilya actually beat Walter with the sleeper hold, the same move that Walter took out Ilya in the previous match.
Yep.
Honestly, these two, they done incredibly well and they definitely deserve this award.
I fully agree
Yeah.
with every single statement that you're saying. For me, it was the platform that they deserved to be on. And
Yeah.
they delivered way over what anyone thought they would.
Yeah.
But there's just something about that WrestleMania moment that it's just I cannot get it out of my mind.
Yeah.
And you know, I know we talk about moments and we'll go into that very shortly, but as far as the match, the pressure on those two performers to deliver the main event of WrestleMania as two women, as one woman who has literally just come to the main roster within the last calendar year.
Yeah.
To go out there in front of us, you know, that stadium, the first live crowd, and perform at that level, that intensity, and that was no short match.
No.
Like, this was not over quick.
No.
They went out there for like 20 minutes plus. And so for me, I'm going to fully agree with you on the deliverance of the Walter Ilya match, but I've got to give it up there. I think this is potentially probably the best women's professional wrestling match I've seen in WWE.
You know
That's
what?
Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks from WrestleMania.
I actually agree with you. I think it has to be a joint award. Let me just check in with Rob. Yeah, he's screaming
give
again.
a joint award. Good
Joint
stuff.
award.
Lovely. There you go. The joint award for Match of the Year 2021 goes to the incredible, ferocious, hard-hitting war of Walter versus Ilya Dragunov at NXT TakeOver 36 and the main event of WrestleMania. Two women standing there in front of that arena, taking every single moment in.
Two of the best women who have ever stepped foot in a WWE ring.
Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair from WrestleMania.
We have now the final category of this prestigious awards ceremony. It is Moment of the Year.
Moment of the Year.
Moment of the Year, moment of 2021. And honestly, it has been an incredible year.
We've touched on so many of them already.
Yeah.
But let's just go through the list.
Okay.
You got Edge winning the Royal Rumble. Come on.
If you had said to me, Edge is going to win the Royal Rumble in 2021, again, I would have said,
I
yeah.
thought you were off your rocker.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. John Cena, again, the unexpected return at Money in the Bank to confront Roman Reigns.
Nikki A.S.H. cashing in her Money in the Bank contract. Yeah. Unreal stuff.
Yeah, and also another unexpected return, a really unexpected return as well. She just had a baby. She just had a baby not that long ago.
Real human baby,
yeah.
not just there.
Yeah.
And she looks in unbelievable shape as well. We've got to give her so much credit.
Yeah, 100%. And her return, albeit it might be controversial, but one of the moments of the year is Becky Lynch's
Controversy
return.
is cash.
Oh,
That's
of
what they
course.
say.
Her return,
That's what they say.
Her return is
Big money Becks.
but makes money.
Right, another return that blew our socks off. Brock Lesnar.
The Lumberjack.
Oh my God. Lumberjack Viking, Soul Destroyer, Soul Reaper, Brock Lesnar version that came back at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, come on. And like you said, that moment as well, after the match of having Roman Reigns versus John Cena at SummerSlam. I mean, I can't imagine how... I mean, I was pretty knackered just sat at home watching it, but imagine being a fan watching that. You've just watched Roman Reigns versus John Cena. Your mind is absolutely boggled.
Yeah, 100%.
And then bam,
Yeah.
that music drops and and Brock Lesnar walks out and just starts F5ing people all over the cap.
The
What is going
crowd's
on?
reaction, literally, it just went from, we've just seen an incredible match that, you know, we didn't ever think was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now we've just seen a return of Brock Lesnar.
What about Big E successfully cashing in that Money in the Bank contract?
You know what?
Somehow Big E has failed to be mentioned aggressively
Yeah.
in this episode today.
You know
What
what?
a year he's had.
That moment though, when Bobby Lashley had just finished his match, he heard Big E's music. You saw him. He looked at Big E walking out. You could almost see the look in his eyes where he's like, oh, for goodness sake, I don't want to go again in another
Yeah,
match.
right.
But I also don't care because I know I'm going to win. Just that look of that confidence, that little bit of cockiness, and he loses.
How do we pick a winner?
You know what? I think we have to mention another
Wait a sec.
moment.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do.
We're looking at this one, right?
We are.
How can you possibly talk about 2021 without mentioning the fact that the year started off with not one solitary member of the WWE Universe in live attendance?
Yeah.
But we finished with it.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was anything more emotional for me as a performer or as a fan or as a member of the WWE Universe than seeing the fans return at WrestleMania.
Yeah, they just make a huge difference. To be honest, like, the reason we're able to do what we do, the reason we're able to step foot in the ring and live our dream, it's because of the fans. It's because of every single person who, you know, watches us on screen, every single person who actually is there in attendance. We just had fans
buys
return.
a T-shirt.
Yeah, buys a T-shirt.
Buys a foam hand.
Yeah, buys
a
the
program.
pay-per-views. They make such a difference. And we've just had the fans back as well at BT Sports Studios. It makes a huge difference.
So much so.
It really, really does.
So there you go. The most incredible moment, definitely for our careers and definitely for our year. And for me, as a fan of WWE, is having you guys back.
Yeah.
The fans returning to live action at the WWE is definitely our moment of the year. Wow, so that's all the time we have here on this episode of The Run-In. Some prestigious awards have been given away, haven't they, Jinny?
2021 has honestly been incredible. And the awards, the prestigious awards, were deserved.
They were indeed.
Yeah.
We'll be back at the end of the month with the first ever run-in. We'll be discussing day one.
First ever day one. And don't forget, you can watch us every Friday, NXT UK on BT Sport.
So, from me, Trent 7.
And me, the fashionista Jinny, and...
Rob.
Rob.
Look after yourselves, stay safe, and have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.